Hey guys, Caitlin here, and this is a video to all the vegans out there that don't respect meat eaters. And that's including Sorsha, or is that what it's called? And if you can't spell the name, it's S-O-R-S-H-A. That's how you spell the name. But apparently she is a vegan that disrespects a lot of things. Like, she literally made a fake video about not being vegan anymore. And I'm like, oh, that's a kind of turn. The turns have tabled. Or more like the tables have turned, because when the turns have tabled, that's when it came to the point where apparently if you read the description of the video, it says that she is still vegan. And some of the people commented confusion because they didn't really see all the video. But apparently, so this YouTuber, she isn't really that bad. It's just that she just disrespects meat eaters in general. Like, she makes them, she name calls them, and she kind of thinks, oh, is this gonna make you a vegan now? And this wouldn't change their minds, because meat eaters are meat eaters. And there are some people, I even see some comments saying, like, in the video, and it's on, like, one of the Sorsha's posts of a comment, and people saying, oh, you think that we're monsters because that we eat meat. And then there's some other people like, shut up. And then this one person said that that we are the only humans that drink milk from other beings. And then the person said, newsflash, it's unhealthy. And I had to step in there saying, newsflash, milk makes our bones strong. And as in cow milk, like milk from cows, because it's the greatest milk in the world. But in any way, shape, or form, the person also said something about how I don't know, that we were supposed to be herbivores. I don't know. It said something about that, but the one thing that stand to me was I'm gonna look that up on my tablet and explain it to you. And apparently I don't like it. I literally don't like it. It's weird and it's gross that some of these people think, oh, you're not vegan, so you must be a monster or something. Don't say that to people. Don't say that to people in general. It's bad. I gotta find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, it says that goes into health of veganism and how we were never supposed to eat animal products, and see questions of others. Strange that we are the only animals that drink milk from other animals. Isn't it? Newsflash, it's unhealthy. And there is a link to a YouTube video. And it's age restricted. Oh, thank you, YouTube. You don't protect me at all. Actually, you really don't. 'Cause not letting me watch for what I want to watch is kind of like trapping me is kind of like telling me that I can't eat something, like cake. I love cake. Chocolate, vanilla, any kind. Except for, you know what I remember? I told my parents, oh my gosh, my hand, it's not, I almost dropped my phone, sorry. And that's how it went. So, apparently, I remember I told my mom once that I was allergic to strawberries because I coughed on one because the counselor, whatever the person was, forced me to eat it, but not like hold me down and force me to eat a strawberry, but like told me, like just kept telling me to eat it and eat it and eat it, and I'm like, stop. And I was really little at the time and my mouth was not as big, but she forced me to eat a whole strawberry, like the entire thing, and I coughed on it because it was a whole strawberry. I was little at the time and I could have choked to death. Thank you. Sometimes I just don't like people. This is why I hate people. One, they could possibly be against you and criticize that because of how you are. If there's any anti-vaxxer out there that actually respects vaccines, like they respect the people who use vaccines because they understand that it's what people want to do, that's fine. I mean, that's what you would call a good person. Like, a good person respects your decisions, not make fun of your decisions. A good person doesn't lie. Well, at least sometimes lie just to say, oh, hey, nice haircut, even though that it's really, really trashy. Yeah, that's what it is. And nice people would say, like, so apparently this is a true statement. I want to end up on The Masked Singer because I think that's a great show. And not to mention, you get your own fursuit because it's like, you get your own costume. It's so great. And also because I like singing. Not much, but if I would sing, it would be on there because I would be disguised and nobody would know me. It would be like the greatest thing ever. And like I would be like, oh, what do you think if I would end up on The Masked Singer? And this is something that actually happened. I was in a lab because well, this was a science thing that we were doing. It's like something that we did in science. And we were just, wait a minute, it's not the water project that we did. And apparently I said to that person, what do you think if I would end up on The Masked Singer? And he's like, you can't, because you have to be super popular too. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Apparently, people with that type of talking and sensibility, like just saying to you that you can't do something because you aren't like popular, or you aren't like a meat eater, you aren't a vegan or something like that. That's not a good person. That's somebody who wants to crush your dreams and see you cry on the street. That's somebody who wants to see you cry. I don't like those people. I don't like people that hate people. But what I mean by hate people is that hate their decisions, hate for what they like and other stuff like that. Sometimes I hate for what people like, and I think that's kind of okay. Like, sure, I would have to kind of respect it, but if it's something that I really disagree for, you should talk to the person and just tell them the truth. But there's a thing called they don't listen, And that's the sad part. I mean, like, Sorsha makes fun of people. And I don't mean, like, make fun of people. I mean, like, she calls people names to make them become a vegan. That's somebody who wants to see you cry. That's not a good thing. And if I told you that you can't end up on America's Got Talent, then you would probably prove me wrong. And I would be proud of that because you proved me wrong. But in reality, the person that told you if it was me, I would probably be like, I can't believe it, she made it on there. Or he made it on there. It doesn't matter what gender they are. But in all fairness, vegans, just stop criticizing people. Stop telling them what they are eating. 'Cause they know that they're eating meat. Really, I remember seeing a video, Daz Games or something that he made, and it was about Sorsha. And apparently, he said that, that sometimes vegans would go up to him and say, do you know what you're eating right now? And he would be like, yeah. But I saw the comments and they replied with saying of what he said. Apparently they said that if somebody went up to me and say, oh, you know what you're eating right now, right? And they would be like, oh yeah, I thought it was alive. Or another person would say, oh yeah, I thought it was a human. And then there's another person, I think that was my favorite, and said, probably the alive one or a different one. I don't really remember much about it, but it's funny. But to be fair, people out there that are watching vegan videos and then going out to other videos with meat eaters, people who eat meat and then telling them that they shouldn't eat meat, is kind of like you being a big jerk. And this is a video to all the people out there that are being jerks and that don't see what is right or wrong. So, and apparently, the person in that comment section said that we were supposed to be herbivores when we are omnivores. Or is it, wait a minute, I think I looked it up. No, not omnivores. If we are wait a minute, I gotta see it. We are herbivores, or are we omnivores? I'm sorry, I'm just getting mixed up. Didn't let me see the definition. That's kind of strange. We are omnivores, guys. We aren't herbivores. We are omnivores. And you vegans that think that we are herbivores are kind of stupid. We aren't herbivores. We are meat eaters and plant eaters. Literally, what do you know about cavemen? What do you know what we did back then? Nothing. Because we didn't have recordings that time. And we didn't have, all these really cool materials now. Right now, we have phones. Back in the 90s or 60s or some other type of time, we didn't have technology. Sure, there was some kind of technology thing going on in some of those times, and one of them. But to be fair, we didn't do much. we did upgrade phones, we did upgrade a lot of other things, but there's one thing that we aren't doing right now is helping the environment. And not to mention, to say this, if you're becoming vegan to help the environment, that's not helping the environment. That's you killing our air. That's you killing the oxygen that we need to breathe. Because plants help us have air. They're literally the reason why that we are living right now. And I'm literally living in a forest right now. Like, not in a forest. There's like an open space somewhere over here, like a really big open area. And then there's some trees like circling it or something like that. Really nice area to... It's kind of like those areas where you just want to run and just run all day. Kind of like in those fields. Really good fields, But seriously. And Sorsha even said that we were doing something to animals, like, and I don't want to say it because I would probably get demonetized for it. But she said that, and I'm like, what are you saying? Excuse me? And we aren't doing that. Sure, there are some houses that have that, but we don't do that thing specifically. We do it because that we eat meat. And not to mention, if we were herbivores, we wouldn't have fangs. Can you question that, people? And to be honest, if I would describe Sorsha in the best way possible, I would say that Sorsha is like the one girl that doesn't like everything and just hates how people do things. She's like Mean Girls mixed with Heathers, and then they both become vegan, and then they made a channel, and I literally comment this. It's really funny, I think. I just think that's funny. If you think that's offensive, then that's fine. But I personally think that's funny. Because jokes are funny. Oh my gosh. And you know what the cool thing about this is? Is what I can reference to? You know how the all-loving Bob Ross? I bet that he made these trees. Well, not really, but just to think of it. Like, what if you were able to paint in a specific way? Like, not like paint on walls or something like that, but we're able to paint your creations. Hey, Smudge! He's a cutie. Hey! He just woke up. It looks like that his eye hurt. You poor thing. He's so cute. And am I done with this video? Probably. But just one last thing before I go. To vegans, respect meat eaters. Don't say like, oh, you're a monster because that you, like, don't say that they are like bad for eating meat because it's natural. And what's not natural is not eating meat. It just in my opinion, I guess. But like, it is natural to not eat meat, but when you don't eat it at all, like not in your life ever, is unnatural. And my gosh, my nose is itchy. I have to use a tissue. So, and to anti-vaxxers, because, you know, people find this video, and they're like, vegan, and then there's probably some anti-vaxxer mom in the room with them, and be like, hearing anti-vaxxer, and be like, oh, that. But to anti-vaxxers, respect vaccines for what they're created for. And you know why? Because just because that you're telling us something that is very untrue, like telling us that vaccines would cause autism. Look at me, I'm fine. I mean, autistic people, sure, they look normal, but I am normal. Autism is a disability or something that causes you to develop something kind of like, it's like hard for something, like you can't understand something or something. I don't know. I just only heard some of it on a video and on a show that I started to watch. But also, to everyone who has been seeing Sorsha, you're not alone if you are a meat eater and think that Sorsha is not the best person, including Soyoung. And Sorsha just talks about vegan, like just vegan, all the time, like veganism or something. She just doesn't talk about anything else but that, and it's kind of sad. You know why that's sad? Of course, we all know why it's sad. Because she's not reviewing, like, PETA, and PETA is the worst type of... PETA is not a good place. They're just a bit stupid. And not to mention of what happened to the dog. The poor Chihuahua. Rip Chi. And not to mention I live with Chihuahuas. They're great pets. Fight me if you think that they are bad. But not thinking that they're bad, but just thinking that they aren't, like, great at all. And, yeah. Just respect people for who they are. Respect their decisions. Respect for who they are. Don't make fun of them. Don't say that they are stupid. Don't say that they are, like, bad people because that they are eating something that they want to eat. Respect their decisions. And I would respect Sorsha's decisions, but she makes it hard because of how in that video she faked to quit veganism. She was faking to quit being a vegan. It was a fake video of her quitting vegan at all. And I got triggered. Because I thought that was true. Oh my gosh, people. I just don't like those people. I don't like the people that like hit on each other and say like, and what I mean by hit on each other is like making fun of each other, like saying that, like roasting. Like I kind of like that because it's funny and to see of how that they react, but just don't. Kind of like me, I'm very sensitive. Like if you told me that if I was stupid and that my mom would probably be ashamed of how I became, I'd probably cry for that. Don't make me cry. 'Cause my brother over there would not be friendly. Seriously, he literally, this happened a long time ago, but I'm not going to talk about it. So, hopefully you guys have a good day. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment if you can, and have a good day. If you want to do those things, you can. If you don't want to do those things, then you can. It's simple. Bye!